is working. I'm still trying to figure out all these new changes for orientation. My goodness. Welcome into my craft space. Today is the Artistry Collective's Welcome Back All Hallows Halloween live event with myself. Make all things with me. There's Christy's Crafty Cottage. Hello, sweet friend. I've missed you guys. I've already started my project a little bit. I want to work on an altered book inspired by the make that Louisa Heinzel has done. And once this live is over, I will put the link to her beautiful project and make in the links. Hi, Sharon, in the description box below. Yeah, it's great to be back on a Wednesday. My Wednesdays kind of got all crazy. I had another venture that kind of took a break, and I don't know if it's coming back. So, hi, Diana. Hi, Dana. Yes, the Artistry Collective is back. Tell your friends, spread the word around. Have them join us here on YouTube. We are three fellow creators that have met via Facebook, and we all are on YouTube. So we thought we would build our YouTubes up a little bit and go live in a different platform and have a little fun here. So what I've got is a Vintage Reader's Digest book. This is from 1957, and my previous steps here, I am making a YouTube video, so you'll be able to watch that process as well as I got started here. What I've done is I took a big tonic box cutter. If you can imagine a blind lady using this big box cutter, but I was safe. I didn't have any injuries. That's why this video is not made for children, because we do use some crazy crafting tools. And I cut out some of the pieces that I wanted here. I want to make a little scene with this book. I'm not sure if I'm going to put tiny lights in there yet or not, but I am. I've got some glow grit paste that we're going to use. I've got some of the new stencils I want to take a little go at. Let's see. Do I want to put stars in the background? I think I do. I don't know yet. Do I have other stars? Let's take a look at my stencil collection here real quick. Hello, hello. Yes, we are back. After me is Make All Things with Me with Leah. And then after her is Christy's Crafty Cottage. And we are just going to have a good play here. No, I think I do want to just use these star ones that I've got. We're going to make a fun background. I've got some paper pieces to put together. And this is all part of the process of making one of these lovely altered books. Now, there's different ways to make altered books. You can make them altered journals. You can... Altered means you take it from its original state and alter it. You make it different. So that's what we're going to do here. And this one will just mostly be for display, like a Halloween decoration, because people always say, what do you do with this? How do you use it? What's it for? Halloween decor, or just for fun, just to have creativity and express your art. There's Make All Things with Me. Hello, hello. Yes, we're back. It's so great to be back. Okay, so I've already dove in a little bit. Like I said, I am making a video of my process before this. I did a bunch of die cutting, all Tim Holtz die cuts, of course, because he has the most amazing Halloween die cuts, I think. And I did take a big chunk out of this book. You can see it was just like this. Now, if you are somebody who does not like it when people destroy or alter books, maybe this video isn't for you, but don't hate on me. These books were thrown into a trash pile and I did resurrect them, and I am at least doing something fun. They're getting a new life, so this is repurposed. My plan here, this is white gesso. I put white gesso on the front. It's a very good primer to help you be able to create the rest of your project. And then I have some other Tim Holtz dies that I hopefully did not stick to the paper. I've covered these with black gesso. So we've used white gesso, black gesso, and these are cardboard. This is actually a really thin cardboard. Hi, Dee Dee. Hello, hello. Welcome in. This one was a corrugated cardboard, and then I put both through a 3D texture fade. So that's what you can see on the texture there of the cardboard. And then we will be doing something with these. So let me show you what my plan kind of is here. This is going to be on the front. And I want to put glow paste back there and kind of create a background. And you can see this is going to be it's going to be different layers. So there's some extra dimension added here using the book. And then this one, I think, I'm trying to decide. I think it's going to go like right here. I think. And then I have a fence. Let's see. Show you guys my setup. Here's this little fence. So we're just going to create a layered scene here. And I'm going to call it A Hunting We Will Go. And you'll see why here pretty soon. That's going to be my sentiment. Now, we could use this really big moon, which takes up a lot of space. I want to put some bats back here, but I'm kind of worried this moon is so big, we're not going to have a lot of room. So in the moon die cuts, you do get two sizes to work with. And that one might just be big enough because then it'll give me a room to put some bats back there and be able to still see some of the sky, which is kind of nice as well. So I think maybe that smaller one. What do you guys think? Let me know here in the comments if you like the smaller one. Now, I do have the cute little trick-or-treaters. I'm trying to find the black ones because that's the ones we're going to use. There they are. They're over here. Now, most of these dies are from this year's Halloween release with Tim Holtz. The gate, these little houses, and this house are pretty old. I don't know if they are still available. In fact, I'm pretty much like 98% sure they're not. So you'd have to find them used or a store that just has some old stock on hand in order to get those. Okay, so here are the little trick-or-treaters. They're so cute. And I have this. This was from one of the stamps. So I just stamped this and I can put it here because it says A Hunting We Will Go is what I'm going to maybe put up here. And then so we could put this little ghosty, or we could put this bigger girl and just give us this bigger witch, or even a pumpkin head that's a little bit bigger. Give us a different perspective here on the porch. But I think all of this layering is just so cool and so much fun, and I love it. I suppose, I don't know, we could fit this in somewhere. Now, I've left my pages. I did tear out a bunch of pages, but I've left most of them in, and really what I might end up doing is gluing them to themselves. I think that's what Louisa did. And then if I wanted to put tiny lights in, I could dig some space out of here, out of this book. Wow, that's a beautiful page. I may have to take those out and use them for something else. Anyways, I could cut out a spot for the little tiny lights block that goes in there with the switch and put the tiny lights through so that we could light up the house, or even light up these little houses in the distance, or put some light behind the moon. I don't know yet. So we have lots of options to play with. We're going to ink some of these and build some of these little characters up here. And I think it's going to be fun. What do you guys think? I was kind of torn at what I wanted my project to be for today, but since it's going all out in Halloween, I figured we would just have some Halloween fun, and these dies have been screaming to be used on my table. So, all right, we're going to let this gesso dry just a little bit more. And I think this, where did the yellow go from my moon? Oh, there it is. It slipped back. I think I'm going to put some glow paste on this, and we'll let that dry. This is the Grit Paste Glow. Just came out this season, I believe. And it's only here for Halloween. So if you want some, go get it. Now this is going to have my other layer over it, but we're just going to go ahead and put this on here. And anywhere that you put this, it will glow in the dark. I think that's just so much fun. Oh my goodness. Now, what also we could do, I suppose, is put this other layer on. I cut these out with adhesive back textured cardstock, so that way it'd be a little sticky, just like a sticker, which is really a cool way to cut out your die cuts. if you are worried about having things stick and all of that. So let's see. Let's get this lined up again here. And I was thinking the glow should go behind, but really I think we could squish it into all these little details here. And don't worry if you don't line up your die cut perfectly. See how there's still some yellow along those edges there? Doesn't really matter. Now I'm just going to squish this glow paste kind of all over. And this die cut, you can really do it however you want. I know I've seen in the examples that they did the white in the background and the yellow on the top. I just thought it would be fun to do it this way, and that was the papers that I had. So you are given the creative freedom to do it however you so choose or need to for your project. All right, so let's fill this in. Hopefully in my video, I'll be able to show the glow. I love it. And I want to put this behind where the little house is going to go to, a haunted house. Has anybody else been starting to craft and create for Halloween? All right, let's set this aside. I've only done a couple of things. I've made some cards. All right, let's scoop a little bit of this. I think I want it to go mostly on this page area back here. We're just going to put it right there. A lot of times when I get mediums like this, I'm very stingy with them. I kind of hoard them, which honestly is not the best thing to do, because if you don't use them, they will just dry up and do nothing for you. So now this is a little bit gritty, so I'm going to use this to kind of highlight this area back here. Hide a little bit of that book design that's always on the front of these Reader's Digest books. Let's get just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I'm so excited to see this all finished. And we could just keep going all the way along back here, but I do want to decorate a little bit of the background as kind of a sky scene back there. But we'll put some on here too. Now, these types of projects are often a little bit challenging to do live because you got to have some drying time. And yes, you can use your heat tool, but it does kind of bubble it a little bit if you're not careful, especially if you put it on there kind of nice and thick. So if you're doing this at home, give yourself plenty of time to allow things to dry. Let's go ahead and lift this and we'll add some extra up here. I want to be able to glue things to this as well. And this, like I said, is a little bit gritty, but using our collage medium or a gel medium, I'll be able to get things to stick. And mostly what I'm gluing on here is just chipboard or paper. So I think we'll be okay. All right. And I'm a baby wipe user, so just a quick swipe of my little palette knife, and it's all clean, good to go. Love that. All right, so I think we'll set this aside here for just a little bit to dry again, and we'll work on some of those pieces. I want to piece some of them together. I've cut them out in a couple different colors. Ah, there's things all over my hands here. All right, mostly I use my baby wipes for my hands. If you don't like things on your hands, you can always use gloves. Gloves are always an option. Yay, thank you so much for those thumbs up. My YouTube page really needs some love. I haven't made very many videos lately because, honestly, we were sick for a while, and life was just kind of crazy. Keeping up with my YouTube schedule was about all I could muster at the time. So hopefully I'll be back. I've got a lot of flip throughs I need to film. I've got so many projects that are all done. Okay, so you can see I went through and cut these in black, and then I went through and cut them in orange. The orange is a little bit loud, but that's okay. I mostly just want the pumpkins. And when I cut them out, I cut out everything that the die has, both in black and orange. So there are some fun little pumpkins, if I can find them here. I brought the whole stack in, but they're kind of everywhere now. Oh, there they are. Okay, fun little pumpkins. There's a little bat. That's what we want to put in the sky. Do yourself a favor and put your little die cuts when you're die cutting in a little container. And then you won't have them all over your desk. Crazy like I do. All right, there's some more bats. Perfect. We didn't lose them. That's good. Things with wings must glitter, and these ones are going to shimmer just nicely, I think. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, and I'm going to layer these because I want their pumpkins to be orange, but I want these in the background here. So I think I'm going to start with a little bit of lost shadow, though, because I want to put the stamp on there that says, "A hunting we will go." Sorry if you guys hear the cat. He thinks he's all alone, but I am here. He just can't see me. Nobody else is in the house right now. All right, look at that. Love that. Yes, happy to have you here, Dee Dee. Welcome. Okay, so I'm kind of going a little crazy here with my lost shadow, but we can take some off. Oscar, come in here, buddy. All right. And then if you get too much of this on here and you don't like it, you can always use a baby wipe or a wet napkin or cloth or whatever you use, even a Q-tip, cotton swab, whatever will help you take some of that off. But I think it actually looks kind of fun. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks so much for coming over to YouTube and checking out this live here. I am making a fun altered book project inspired by Louisa Heinzel. I love her work. If you haven't checked her out, she is here on YouTube. In fact, I think she's a little bit of everywhere. She makes digital creations as well, printables and such, and they are on Etsy. She's on Instagram. She's on Facebook. She has become one of Tim Holtz makers, but I have followed her for quite some time, since before she was a Tim Holtz maker, and I just love her. I've done some of her challenges and sent her mail. It's so much fun. Okay, so let's see. Let's use our scissors. And let's start with a bigger one first, because that will give me a little more confidence. What I'm going to do here is just see how this little basket, we're just going to cut right here. And then cut right here. And we're going to glue that right there as soon as I put some ink on it so it doesn't look so stark bright. We're, of course, going to use some frayed burlap because that's the one I'm using right now. But I did also get out some black soot, and that might get a little bit of some coloration here as well. Now, paper piecing these die cuts can get really tedious. Some of the pieces can get really, really small. So use some tweezers if that's what you need to do to get them glued. Use your tiny nozzle glue if that's what you like. And just have fun with it. And if it's not working out and it's not fun, then skip that part. Maybe die cut it on white and you can color it in with some pencils or something like that, if you don't like this layering part. I kind of like seeing what all I can do with my die cuts, but there are some that are super, super tiny and I just can't get it done. So if you're not a fussy cutter, you can always do some die cutting. And look how cute she is, just like that. A little bit of ink and one extra layer. So not too crazy here. Now this one, we can make his pumpkin head be pumpkin. And we can keep filling in these other little pumpkins on these other little trick-or-treaters. Let's see. So I already did this one. That's the bigger pumpkin guy. Here's the one we want. Set these other ones to the side because I don't think I'm going to use those. And then they'll just be out of here and not confusing the works. Okay. So these ones get a little tricky. You can see right there, but we can still do the same thing. We'll just go ahead and snip this off right here. And then this one, you can either tear it or you can just kind of color or cut along You don't want to alter the shape too much because then it won't fit where it needs to go. It's kind of like taking a piece from this puzzle and putting it onto another puzzle. Okay, and I find it easier to add the glue where it's going, but you can add it to the piece in your hand or you can add it to the piece on the table, whichever way works. And like I said, tweezers often come in handy. You can use those tweezers to kind of lay things here and there. And if you off-center it a little bit, like there's a little extra black behind there, that's okay. That will actually give it a little more depth as well. So it's totally fine to go a little bit over. All right, let's swipe this one. And then we're going to chop off this dude's little pumpkin head and put the pumpkin over here. That sounds mean, but we are in compliant with community standards. Don't worry, we're not being violent. It sounds not good, but it's okay. It'll be okay. Now you can also do this with the clothes if you wanted, you know, your little witch to maybe have a purple dress or a green dress or an orange one. For instance, here you could just cut this whole thing out again with your die cut in whatever color and snip off the pieces that you need. And again, if you cut it out of white or a lighter color, you can always color it in with ink or pens or pencils or paint, markers, any of the things like that. So don't be discouraged if you don't like to cut these out a bunch of times and cut and glue them together. I used to do old school paper pieces where you used a coloring book and you made your paper piecings out of the designs in there. We didn't have the help of a die cut. So this to me seems great because I'm not having to actually make the backgrounds out of colored or drawn images. So this is nice. All right, little buddy, we're taking your head. I'm sorry. Off with your head. It's like Alice in Wonderland. You bought a scan and cut. Yes, still fussy cutting some though. See, I don't have a scan and cut. I've never actually played with one. But we have several Cricuts here and I just don't use them. So I almost always go back to manual die cutting. Fussy cutting is hard for me though, because it's really hard to see, but I just do the best I can and call it good. And sometimes I get some lovely happy mails where people have done the fussy cutting on certain things for me, and I absolutely love that. I get little envelopes where they have taken the freebies from Rach and Bella Crafts or Guided Creations, and they have cut those things out and just sent them to me in the mail. You don't know how amazing that is. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now he's got the pumpkin head, and see how I left his little neck there, so it looks like really he is just got it on top of his head. Of course, you could cut out, if you wanted to be a really fussy cutter or use your X-Acto knife, you could cut out a little triangle or the little Halloween like mask. The carved pumpkin look is what I'm getting at. Oh my goodness, you could draw it in too. Maybe we'll do that. Let's draw it in. Let's give him a cute little Halloween eye. He's going this way, so we're just going to draw one right here. And we'll color it in. And I mean, we could draw part of one over there just to give it some good depth there. And do we want him to have a mouth? I think he might need a mouth. We could do a half of a mouth here. Just like this. Like he's been carved so that he can see while he's out hunting. And this is the fun of die cuts. You can truly still make them your own. Some people say, I don't use die cuts because I don't do that kind of crafting, or because, you know, whatever their reason is, they think that they can't customize it, and you totally can. You can color them, you can add things to them. We'll just add a little bit of some green here for this green, like a little stem. Fun, right? So you don't have to do spooky Halloween. You can do a little bit of both, just some fun. So I just cut this twice, and then you saw we stole the little pieces that we need. Yes, you can definitely customize them. I love that part of it. You can make it your own. Now that green is a little on the bright side, so I'm just going to take a little dab of ground espresso. Oops. And I'm going to knock everything over while I do it. Sorry for my reach there. Ha, I did not put my arm in the ink, though. Yay, one victory for the day. So you can add rhinestones and bling and glitter and Nuvo drops, stickles, ink, whatever. You can paint your die cuts. You can do all the things. And we'll just put a little bit of some accent all the way around that pumpkin. Give it a little fun and depth there so it doesn't get lost on our page when we put it on. How's her pumpkin looking? Just do a little more here. Perfect. Okay, so there's our little guys. I love that. Put this back. And then, so now we don't need this one. This poor dude has no head. He's walking along like the headless man. Whoops. Sorry, buddy. Okay, we're going to put these ones away too, just because they're extra, and I will save those. Usually what I do when I cut extra dies, I will try to slip them back into the sleeve where the actual die cuts are, and then next time, maybe I don't have a lot of time, I can just reach in and grab my extras. Or maybe I ripped one, or I needed an extra one, I didn't cut enough, then I'll have one in there for next time. Okay, and we have all these fun little pumpkins here. So I'm going to scooch these guys aside. My things with wings, I do still like to glitter them, so let's just pop a little bit of some stickles. This is the Stickles Ice Stickles, the glitter glue in the color Crystal Ice. It's by Ranger, and this one has a little bit bigger of the glitter in there, like the clumps of glitter are just a little bit bigger. And they look so beautiful on black cardstock. I absolutely love how it looks. Look at that. Can you guys see? Let me hold it closer because it's awesome. Fun, right? I love it. Okay, that'll need to dry. Just go ahead and glitter these ones so they can dry. I could do this after, but since we've got stuff drying, we might as well just put it on right now and I won't forget. Love, love, love. All right, there we go. Whoops. Well, maybe we want one to go the other way too. There we go. All right. There's my rule. Things with wings must glitter, even bats. Okay. Now we've got these little pumpkins too. I wanted to set some on the little porch of our house, even though our house is kind of a spooky looking house. Okay, let's bring these back. We're going to work on these just a little bit here. Our house is a kind of a spooky looking house, but you can see there is a little spot here where we could put just like one little pumpkin. We could draw a little carved pumpkin face on there again, and it could stick right there. So it looks like there is something there. Or we could even put one here. And when you have one here like this, you could put it so that it's kind of behind this little pillar. So it looks like it's a little pumpkin sitting on the porch. So kind of make sure when you are crafting with these dimensionals that you think about the dimension of things and put them behind and above. Oh no, I collected a little bat. That's all right. Stay there, buddy. You got to dry off. You love these kinds of projects. I know this is totally up your alley. All right, so I do want to put some grit paste on the roofs of these little houses. This is the grit paste crypt. And before I do that, I want to put in some wax into the windows so it looks like they are lighted just a little bit. Now, it's no secret, my favorite wax is Prima Wax in the Firebird color. Oh, and it smells so wonderful. Every time I open that container, I just love it. Okay, my brush is a little wonky here. Let's do this. Perfect. Okay. And usually I just use my fingers for this, but we're gonna use a brush because we got lots of windows. Just takes a little. Little goes a long ways. And we're just gonna go ahead and kind of rub it into all of these windows. Then if we don't use tiny lights, it will still look like these little windows here have some kind of light going through. You could use a gold, but I really like the look of the Firebird, especially against the black. Anytime you paint things with black, gesso, paint, whatever, or have a black background, you're going to get some really great contrast from these metallic waxes. If you miss a little, that's okay. This is going to be in the background. No big deal. My brush is kind of crazy bristles. I'm not very nice to my brushes, guys. So I guess it's fitting they're not being very nice to me. Here we go. And you just kind of do it in all the windows. You can skip some if you want, but you know, maybe the lights aren't on. And this one, I think this one's supposed to be like a little church because it has like a little cross at the top. So we're going to hit that with some lost shadow and kind of bring that white back just a little bit. And these little tiny details is what these types of projects are all about. It does take some time, but like Tim Holtz said the other day, that's what making is all about. It's just the making. So, you know, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, that's tedious or whatever, fine, skip that part, or maybe take a break and come back and remember that the fun part is just in the making. Hi, Miriam. Hello, hello. And really, you don't have to have a bunch of fancy things to make. This is just some chipboard, cardboard that was going to get thrown away. I think it was cereal box, actually. And usually when I'm die cutting, I kind of do some of the compartmental making or mass making. So when I cut these die cuts, I usually cut extra just because then next time, if I don't have time, like today, I didn't have to die cut these. I could just grab them from my stack and call it good. Who is that? Oh, it's Christy saying hello to everyone. Yes, all of our friends are here. I love it. Love it, love it. Okay. So you can see this does take a little bit of time, but look at the effect that we're getting. I love it. And since this is kind of a grungier project, like these houses look like, I don't know, maybe they're from some spooky Halloween town or something. It doesn't have to be perfect. Put the ghost behind the window. Oh, that's a fun idea. We definitely could do that. We could make him be popping out in the background. We could put a little bit of glow paste on him as well. Now, if you don't have glow paste, I know they make a glowing acrylic paint as well. You could use some of that. And I think I saw some glow Mod Podge at Joann's the other day. So keep your eyes open for those glowing things. They are so much fun, especially if you're making a display. If this is going to sit somewhere, maybe in a living room or something on a desk, you'll be able to see it in the dark. Very cute. That's a pretty good sized little gap there. We could maybe put the ghost there, make him look like he's coming up behind these two houses or something. I think he's too big to just be in a window, but we'll try him out in a couple different places and see where he can fit in best. We'll get you in, little ghosty. Don't worry. He wants to go hunting. Now, I don't know if we'll have time to finish this today because up after me is Leah with Make All Things With Me. We each have an hour to craft, which is wonderful. I love it. Love hanging out with you all for an hour. And if I don't get it finished here, then I will make a video of the rest of it. Okay, so there's those windows. Let's put some more of this in these bigger windows. Whoops, that was kind of a big chunk of stuff there. It's funny, I always try to do a lot of prep, but then people are like, well, how did you do the windows? Or how did you do that? So this part is like a little bit boring to watch, but at the same time, these windows are kind of coming to life. So I hope you guys are enjoying that part of it at least. And you can see I did not get perfect coverage with my gesso, but I didn't let that stop me. I just kind of did one coat and called it good. You could do more. But like I said, the style is kind of like a grungy little Halloween town. Let's see, let's keep doing these windows up here, and then we'll be all set. How has everybody's Wednesday been? We made it halfway through the week. My week has been filled with spiders. I just ordered some spider repellent stuff to put outside. It's gotten colder here and they're trying to come in. I don't do spiders. I know it's Halloween time, but eek, no spiders. Unless there are paper crafting ones. Okay, see how cool that is? I just love it. All right, and this wax is easy cleanup. You just simply use some water. You can also run it under tap water. You can set it in your water bowl, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to wipe it off like that. Okay. Let's use a little bit of lost shadow in our sponge, and we'll just go over this house just a smidgen, and then we're going to put some distress paste on the roof. And then we will work on our background on the book there. Only the paper spiders, that's right. And you know, I wouldn't mind them so much if they didn't come into my space. Like, I'm mostly blind, so you know, I probably wouldn't really notice they were there if they weren't all up in my space. Ugh. Okay, I think that looks really cute. I kind of like the little pops of white here and there. We'll do some of that on the bottom. Kind of brings in some of that haunting, like shadowy stuff. And it's allowing some of the texture from my texture fade to show up just a little bit as well, which I like. We'll put that white on the cross like I said we'd do. There it is. Look how cute that is. Awesome. We'll give this one just a little bit of a side there. Okay, now we'll go in with our crypt paste. And I haven't opened this one yet. Oh, there we go. Now this stuff does not like to be exposed to the air a whole lot. It will dry out. Don't feel like you have to rush too terribly much, but sometimes what I like to do, especially if I'm going to paint with it just a little bit, if like right here, I can just kind of blob some on, but I'll put some onto a palette or onto your glass mat, or on, in this case, it's just an acrylic block, and close it back up. I live in Western Washington. It is pretty humid here, but I don't seem to have any issues with mine drying out too much. But like I said, I do try to get it closed back up as best I can. Okay, so this, I don't want to do the whole thing, but I do just kind of want to add some little textures here and there. On that roof. And really kind of around the edges. It's too humid for you. Hi, Pam. Oh, I haven't seen you for a while. See, now I struggle with the eastern side of Washington. It's just too dry, and my nose just really doesn't like it. So, yeah, it's funny living from one side of the state to the other. You love Eastern Washington. See, and Eastern Washington for me is just too hot, and my nose really doesn't like it. I'm sure you get used to it over time if you live there. That's why we have the mountains. You got it. Okay, let's put a little bit of this over here as well. I think that's like a second little roof because it's like a little two-story place here. And we'll put some right here on the porch. And maybe just a few little grungy bits down here. Now, once this dries, we can decide if we like the color or if we need to put some more ink or whatever on it. But I love it. We'll put a little on the column there. Cute. Okay, now we'll do these ones. So you can see it does take some time, drying time, to do all these fun little details, but it's so worth it in the end when you have a beautiful project to look at. Now, I'm not being very particular about this. I'm just kind of taking my palette knife and kind of rubbing it on the roofs. That's all I wanted to do. Just get some little gritty grunge. And you can see the jars aren't massive, but I think Tim said he requested that they make them smaller from Ranger because he didn't want people keeping them for too long because they dry out. So, but a little goes a long way is what I was trying to say. You don't have to have one of those big jars. I just did all of this with just really like 1.5 scoop, I think it was, on my palette knife here, and we've got some fun little details going on. And once you've got your palette knife here, if you rather use like a finger or Q-tip, cotton swab, whatever you want to call it, and just go in and kind of put those details where you want them to go. Kind of smear it around a little bit. Now I'm going to add some at the bottom here just because I have some left over. And I want these to dry pretty good because I'm going to layer them. And that is the whole part, the whole cool part of this project is just kind of the layers and putting all the pieces together. Kind of the storytelling of it all. Hey, we've got 14 friends. Welcome. Hi, Lisa. Yes, we've been missing everybody. We've been trying to get the group back together, as they say. Family and life and just, you know, stuff gets in the way. The season changes and it's hard to get back into the swing of normalcy sometimes. Okay, so now I've got all these little gritty bits on my hands. So if you don't like that, wear some gloves. I think it'll wash off just fine. So, all right, let's bring. Now I've got to find, this is the problem though, when you start doing stuff like this, you've got to find room for things to dry so that you don't smudge and smear them all around. We're going to put you up there and we'll put you maybe over here. All right, let's work on the sky part of this. I think this is still a little bit wet too. So let's do a little bit of some heat. Yes, after taking part of the summer off, yes, it sure is hard to get back into the groove. Okay, here we go. A little air. Yes, it did absolutely feel like summer just flew right by. Absolutely. For sure, yes. All right, now let's see here. That part's mostly dry, I think. I think over here it's still a little bit gritty, but that's where the house is going to go, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Now, I was just noticing, I was looking at this while I was drying it here, and by putting that grit paste on, it almost kind of looks like a little pathway was created here, so that's kind of fun, happy accident. We could put a little pumpkin here and a little pumpkin at the top, maybe a pumpkin at the bottom. I love it when that happens. Okay, so let's make, I was trying to decide if I wanted like a black sky or a blue sky, and I couldn't really decide. So I think we might just do a little bit of both. Oh, thanks, Dee Dee. Yeah, I love this group. I love being part of a fun collective with these sweet ladies. We chit chat and kind of enjoy each other outside of the group as well, so that's fun. And we don't want to forget our fun little ghost. We're going to put him somewhere. We're going to find somewhere for this sweet little ghost. Let's see what he would look like real quick back here. Oh, he might look fun in the window. What do you guys think? He's pretty cute. He's like, hey, wait for me. We could, like I said, have him peeking out behind the little houses back here. He is a little bit big though, but that might be kind of fun and cute. I don't know. I kind of liked him in that window. That was a good idea, whoever said that. Okay, let's put some water here, and we're just going to smush this around on my background up here. Oh, thank you. So I sprayed that with water. That was just some Distress Oxide and black soot, and we're just going to kind of meld it back here. Not really sure if I want black or blue, but we're just going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a night sky look here. And I've got that big moon too, so don't forget that. And this guy is going to go like right here. And that's got the glow paste on there, but I think I still might want just a little bit of some more ink getting just a little bit closer. So let's do some of this blue. This is Blueprint Sketch. This is kind of a bright blue, but I feel like a few drops will be okay. Let that run everywhere a little bit so that I don't just get one blob when I squish this down. Okay, let's go ahead and move this a little bit closer to the house. And we'll just kind of spread it across. And it is getting some glow paste mixed in there, but that's okay. Let's put some of this back there, so that you can see a little bit of it behind our house. And then I'm kind of taking my block and scraping off the excess ink around the edges. So just like as if you would ink the edges with your inking tool, your dabber, whatever you want to call it. You can also use paper towel and kind of dab it off. And we can decide if we like this or if we want to add some more. I think I want to add a little more black soot just to darken it up just a little bit. It's amazing how dark that Blueprint Sketch went with this. You can also use a brush or your finger and just kind of muddy through here so you don't have to try to drip it around. But that way it's not just in one circular spot or something or a square spot from your ink block. And you'll get more of a fun squishy background there. I always loved finger painting, and it's apparently not changed. Never afraid to touch my mediums and try to manipulate them the way that I need them to go. Hi, Dondi. We are making a fun altered book for Halloween. It is the All Hallows Halloween Artistry Collective Live. Okay. And we are having a good play here. So let's see. I guess the other question I needed to figure out was, did I want to put these houses on the edge of my book cover? Or do I want to put them in the on the pages in the background? Where did my moon go? Our moon is still drying. It's got that glow. That's going to go like right here. I think half on and half off in the background here, just to give us maybe 3/4 on. There we go. Give us a little perspective. And then here is our house that we just put all that crypt paste on. And I'm trying to decide what to do here. Maybe I need to, it's got some glow, but maybe I need to put a little bit of some brown ink so this book page isn't coming through as much. Or maybe we could do black soot as well to kind of keep those, but it's going to be kind of going through the window back there. Did you guys like the ghost behind up here in the window or behind the little house? And then we'll have some bats that go up here. And down here we'll have our trick-or-treaters. And we've got some fence too. So the fence is going to go like this. I want those houses to look like they really are way off in the background there. Kind of this dirty white picket fence. See, what can we put back there so that we're not just seeing the book? Although I did put glow paste back there, so maybe it'll be okay just to see that. I got some kind of something on my gate, but that's all right. We'll maybe grungy it up again and that'll be okay. Or we could put a little pumpkin there, like somebody hung a pumpkin on the gate. And then this does have a good book base, so it can actually sit upright, but we're going to have to glue the pages together a little bit. Like I said, I was thinking about putting some tiny lights in back there. I'll have to carve out a little further, but yay, this is looking fun. And then our fun little trick-or-treaters are going to go in the front. So with most art projects, you work from background, middle ground to the foreground. And that's how we're getting our layers. So you got to start with your idea and then work on things in the background and move your way forward. We did a little bit of that this time. We've got this extra little witch that can fill in this space here. I still think I want some little stars or something up here before I put those bats on. What do you guys think? Got our fun little display here. And this, I think we're going to have to snip that off just a little bit. It's a little bit too long. Move him in. Ghostly paper looks cool. You loving it? Ghost in the upstairs window. I kind of think so too. Yeah, he looked really cute up there. So we'll remember to put him there. And then I have the little sentiment that says, "A haunting we will go." And I think I'm going to stamp it right there. And then I can try to fit the bats around it. Maybe one even on the moon. Maybe one back here, and you'll be able to see it kind of in the very back there. Let's see. Let's glue. Let's get some glue here. This guy is too cute. I like him. All right. He's like, "Hey, wait for me. Wait for me. I got my trick-or-treat basket." I'm just trying to go hunting with you. Okay, I'm trying to decide how to position him there. Kind of like his little face in the center of that window. Can you tell what he is if I put him like that, or should we put him sideways? And he can take up a little more of the real estate there. He's like, "Hey." Oh my gosh. That is too funny. Okay, let's see. Everything is still drying here. Dondi, this was the project I was thinking about doing in group, and everybody just wasn't sure. So I figured I would do it here. And then whoever wants to enjoy it, they definitely can. And it honestly doesn't take that long. We've only been playing here for almost an hour. I got 5 minutes left, I think. I'm not completely done, and I did do a little bit of prep, but that's all right. Still didn't take too terribly long. I had to, of course, die cut and do all the things. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around that window. I think that's the easiest way to glue him in. I think I'm going to put his head over here in this far left window, and then we'll just stick him down there. And he mostly fits there. And he's got a little overhang down to this other window, but I think that's okay. We could cut that off too if we don't want it there. We'll see. And then I could also put some, once this is dry a little bit more, I could put some glow paste over him so he glows a little bit. The trick-or-treaters are a die cut. They're Tim Holtz die. And I just cut them out of black cardstock and orange cardstock, and we just kind of layered them. They were from this year's Halloween release. So they are still available. You just have to find them. Stampers Anonymous, or not Stampers Anonymous, Simon Says Stamp is one place you can go to get them. You could also get them from Sizzix because they are a Sizzix die. Yeah, they're just made out of paper. And they are a thinlits die, so you do have to have a die cutter machine in order to use the die cuts. And they're a thinlits die, so unfortunately these ones can't be, yes, you can get them from Amazon as well. These ones can't be cut out of like chipboard and bigger things, but you can definitely cut them out of paper, and you can definitely do things to manipulate the paper to look like they are made from other things as well. All right, I think this one, I want to scoot back there, so I just want to cut off at this peg here. Of course, it got a little bit dirty, grungy right there in the wrong place, but that's all right. We'll just put some extra ink. I think I got liquid ink on it is what I did, but that's all right. Let's put a little bit more around there. Maybe somebody stopped painting or whatever. Or like I said, we could put one of these little pumpkins up there, but I don't think I like that. We could set a bat on there. That's funny. Okay, so that's about all the time I have for you guys today. Let's see, just a few minutes left, I think 2 minutes or so. Let's see if our bats are dry so we can see what those are going to look like on here. I think it's going to be awesome. Oh, yes. Look at that. That's going to be so fun. And then I'm going to stamp in, maybe we'll do that right now. The Hunting We Will Go, that is also from a Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous stamp that was released this year, just this Halloween season. So let's move this down just a little bit. I want to stamp it right there. And I want it to be nice and crisp, so I'm going to use my archival ink in black. I've already primed this stamp because I've already stamped it once. And my acrylic block is filthy. I need to wash it. But maybe you guys can see. Got some little paste in here. Now, if I miss a little bit of this, if some of the letters don't quite come out or whatever because I've got paste on there, I can always go over it with marker. Ooh, but it turned out, look at that. Love it. And then, like I said, I can put some other bats around here. Maybe, ooh, maybe one like right down here. I'll try to fit in a third one somewhere. I try not to go over the edge too much because that paper will get a little bit weak, but that's okay. We can have a little bit hanging over. All right, guys, that's all my time. Go check out Leah. Let's go over there. I'll see you in the comments. Make All Things With Me is Leah, and I'm sure she's got some kind of fun Halloween project for us to check out. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for watching.